There will be those who say today that in the Congress party, the more the things remain change, the more they remain the same. Sonia Gandhi offers to withdraw, says she is resigning in the morning. By evening, your party has a chorus, Sonia must stay, and she stays on for 6 months. What does this say, sir, about your party? Is it that your party simply cannot look beyond the Gandhis?
That's the uncharitable section of the media's uncharitable explanation, and I sincerely hope that you will not join that group. We have looked at the matter, we have found a way out, and we have laid out a schedule for ourselves that we will hold an AICC session as early as possible. But for the pandemic, the AICC session could have been held earlier. Did you or I or anyone anticipate a pandemic and a pandemic consuming most part of a calendar year? So I think give us a break. And I think we have resolved that we will elect a regular president in the next few months.
You know, Mr. Chidambaram, it is not for me to give the Congress party a break. It is for the Congress party to give itself a break. The fact is you've had an interim chief in Sonia Gandhi for over a year now. Some of the issues that have been raised in a letter sent by 23 colleagues, many of them very senior leaders, you know, go beyond just Sonia Gandhi. They go to the way your party is functioning. It's not the media who has raised these issues. Your own party is raising them. So please ask your own party to give yourself a break.
Please understand that there were some extraordinary events after she was elected as interim president. I was one of those who was impatient that an AICC session should be held. But then there was the monsoon session of Parliament. And after the monsoon session of Parliament, her health was indifferent. And then we had the pandemic. The pandemic has consumed from March to now August, and we don't know how many more months. But for the pandemic, I'm absolutely certain in my mind a number of us would have pushed, and Mrs. Gandhi herself would have pushed for holding an AICC session sometime in April or May.
The fact, Mr. Chidambaram, though, is the letter written by your colleagues went well beyond Sonia Gandhi, the individual, and in fact, her leadership. What they were really asking for is a complete organizational reform. They are questioning the manner in which your party functions. They are asking for an election. They are calling for a new style of leadership, not the kind of invisible and inaccessible leadership that Sonia, or dare I say Rahul, is accused at times of giving the party. That's what they're raising, very fundamental issues. Are you not willing to grapple with them?
That's completely unfair to say that Mrs. Gandhi is invisible or Mr. Gandhi is invisible. The media can make anyone invisible if the media wants to. Mr. Gandhi is visible every day, active every day. In fact, some of you accuse him of being hyperactive. Mrs. Gandhi is not seen in public because of the pandemic and because of her health concerns. You don't see me in public as much as you would have if there was no pandemic. The issues that have been raised by my friends and colleagues are issues that have been there with the party, and the party will try to do better. I share some of those concerns. And in fact, Mrs. Gandhi today, in her closing remarks, acknowledged that there are weaknesses in the party, and those weaknesses must be addressed. And the weaknesses will be addressed. Why do you assume those weaknesses will not be addressed? When the BJP lost power in 2004, did you write off the BJP? So why do you write off the Congress? The BJP sunk to a low of 2. Did you write off the BJP? The Congress sunk to a very low immediately after emergency, but did we not bounce back? But don't be so quick to write off the Congress. I know it's a hobby of some sections of the media, but as I said, I don't expect you to join that section, and I know you won't.
Mr. Chidambaram, with due regard, I am not writing off anyone. Who am I to write off your party? The fact is that there is a group within your party, or there is a sense today that the opposition is unable to take on the Modi-Shah combine. The Congress is the largest opposition party. It needs to show the gumption to take on the Modi-Shah combine, or dare I say the BJP. Democracy needs a strong and vibrant opposition, which the Congress is unable to provide at the moment.
I'm glad you're asking this question. Of all the political parties in India, other than the BJP, the one party which is playing the role of opposition every day is the Congress party. Show me any other party which is as vigorously and as vociferously addressing the issues and opposing the Congress. Only the Congress party.